How y'all doing today? This is the Big Sur Show. It's April 11th, 2018, and we got quite a few subjects. The first subject I'm going to get into, which is pretty deep, we're going to talk about the Diamond Silk censorship on Facebook. Thank you, Ted Cruz, and thank you, Senator Scott, for bringing this to the floor on these different committees. I don't want to actually let you hear what Senator Scott. Everybody knows what Ted Cruz is, but I want you to actually hear what Senator Scott said. I'm going to play it.
There's a lot of noise on the Hill today about Facebook with their CEO Mark Zuckerberg testifying before the Senate. Okay, I'll be glad. Thank you, Ted. I want to talk about Facebook in a conversation I think needs to be had somewhere. I'm not on Judiciary. I'm not on Commerce Committee. So this will be where I have that conversation. And it is about discrimination. Two black conservative women, Lynette Hardaway and Rochelle Richardson, better known as Diamond and Silk, built a substantial following on Facebook over the past few years. Recently, Facebook, a company where at least in their terms of their senior leadership, would have to look up the definition of diversity because they've had none. They came to the conclusion that their policy team, and I quote, their policy team has come to the conclusion that your content and brand has been determined unsafe to the community. This is Facebook talking to Diamond and Silk, suggesting that their content is unsafe for the community. What is it about two black women espousing their support of the President of the United States that makes them unsafe for the community? They aren't bullies. They aren't violent. They aren't inciting riots. I don't always agree with their methodology or even some of their statements, but I don't have to agree with them. That's the beauty of the First Amendment, isn't it? Tell me, if they were two African-American liberals espousing their views about a liberal political figure, would they too be considered unsafe? I don't think they would. This would appear to be the height of liberal hypocrisy. Facebook's support of freedom of speech seems to only include liberal speech. Facebook has decided that they are within their rights to censor speech, certain speech. Where is the outcry that these two African-American conservatives have been censored? Now, some people might say that Facebook is a private company, and that's true. But Facebook is no ordinary tech company. In fact, it's no ordinary company regardless of the industry. Tens of millions of Americans share huge amounts of their personal lives on this platform. A platform, I might add, that often defends itself using the First Amendment, but doesn't seem to care about those policies for their users. Don't get me wrong. If your Russians trying to influence the election, kick them off, but they didn't. If you're inciting hate and violence, kick them off, absolutely. But if you're two African-American conservative women sharing your somewhat colorful but ultimately harmless opinions, I'd like to think that's okay for the community. We put restrictions on banks deemed too big to fail and other large industries, but these huge companies are now deciding that they are the arbiters of Americans' constitutional rights. Last week it was Citigroup deciding that they don't like the Second Amendment, so they're going to punish business owners. And now we have Facebook deciding that Diamond and Silk do not have the right to speak and the right to their First Amendment. If this was an office environment, I think we would all be appalled. I just want to know the answer to Diamond and Silk's own question. And this is your question, simple question. What is unsafe about two black women supporting the president, Donald J. Trump? Thank you.
So you just heard it. That was Senator Scott. And he breaks it down real nicely. And the point is, what is it? This is what we've been arguing for a long time. That Facebook and these liberal left industries are trying to control the right. Because they can't beat them in debate. So they view, okay, we can't beat them, so what does it mean when no one hears them? Or you know what? We don't like the Second Amendment. We're going to cut off your money. This is what these companies are doing. So this is what we need to do. We need a federal law that you cannot create a rule within your company that interferes with the constitutional rights of America. 1. 2. Ted Cruz brought this up. They have a review, content reviewers at Facebook. It needs to be split at least 50-50. 50% conservative, 50% liberal. In the store to make both sides fair. Second of all, unless in the content itself it says you're calling for violence or you're calling for hatred or you're calling for something like that, your content can't be removed. Unless it's, sexually explicit, stuff like that. And also, that's just the way it needs to be. There needs to be a federal regulation on Facebook. I'm sorry. And the regulation I'm calling for is balanced workforce of conservative and liberal, of content reviewers, and that Facebook, before they can delete anything, have to notify you and ask you to clarify what you mean by it. And if you say da-da-da and you still back that, if you're calling for violence, or you're outside the country trying to tell them how to run their elections, yes, get rid of them. But other than that, no, it needs to be left alone. I mean, this is ridiculous. I've been watching Diamond and Silk from before the election, but my funniest thing I've ever thought they did, funniest skit I loved the most from them, was the one where they were talking about Hillary's book, talking about how Trump would let it breathe down the back of her neck at the debate that he said because you'd be in jail. But how she said that he was like right behind her, and they said you're so far apart, it's ridiculous. It's just the way she lied, and they just tore it apart, and I laughed my ass off at it the way they did. I love it. It is very colorful, like Scott says, and it's amazing. But this is the thing we gotta have. Facebook does not let you easily share content anymore because they want to try to control everything. Well, if you're controlling people's content, you are not allowing the First Amendment, but you're using it to run your business. Do we see what they're saying? They are running like a media outlet. Medias are protected by the First Amendment, which means everybody on there is in theory like a reporter. Their content is like that reporter owns that content. It's just the way it is. It's their words. So, I want to see what y'all think about that, and this is my video for today. It'll be about 3 or 4 days before I make another one. I gotta go out of town for work in Jacksonville. So, have a good day. Later.